And they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you.
If they explain Nigeria to you, and after that explanation, you don't lose your mind, there's a chance that they lied to you. There's no way they will explain Nigeria to you properly and you won't just get so like that. So like I said, the children are fair game in all of this. None of them could actually take a moment and just take a break and be like, what are we doing? Are we mad? In all this madness, why have we failed to protect children? Because like you should know, the terrorism in Nigeria is political. Politicians themselves have said it. Those in government have said it. The problem now is that who has the political will to round up this sponsor of terrorism in Nigeria? Which other positions are those who are sponsoring terrorism and sponsoring terrorists in Nigeria? What other positions are they holding in that contraption that continues to sabotage what should have been the fight against the terrorism? I mean, these people have children too, don't they? That's it. There are things you do that at a point you just have to like reflect and be like, what am I doing? Like you talk to yourself, say, what are we doing? Why are they taking children? Where are they keeping these children? In the forest? Like, what are we doing? But no, these people have probably become the devil incarnate themselves. They may appear like you and I, but they are more dark-minded. I mean, so evil-minded in such a kind of like undescribable way. Because you can't really, I mean, if this was, let's say, the United States, for example, once the people revolt and go after them, do you know what will happen when any of these people died or get killed? Your criminal politicians, they will extract their brains to go and study and say, take out the brains of every criminal politician in Nigeria when they die and go on and observe it to the brains of normal people, like everyday people. And let's compare what happened to the minds of the rogues who decides the fate of millions of people. And if they have to die for them to consolidate their reign of power, sure, why not? An evil man is the one that will burn down his country and then rule over the dust or the ashes. That's what I see as these criminal Nigerian politicians. You loot the country, then you sabotage the country again. You loot the country, take the resources, the money, everything outside the country, left the millions of people in abject penury. And yet you still, you are not satisfied. Then you are burning down the country. Burning it down enough that they are also clinging on to power where elections can't ever be credible. You can't choose your leaders in a credible election because they have made sure of that. Now they have the power, protect us. Is that too much? If you are a father like myself, there's a different feelings to all of this. When you look at children caught up in all of this, I have seen children lined up by these terrorists when they were butchering people. They made the children watch. I have seen children, multitude of them, attended what they called peace meeting with terrorists who are wielding all kinds of war weapons. Children as young as 3, 4, all witnessing what's going on. This is their reality. This is their world. Do you ever kind of like think for a moment and say, what do you think the future holds for such children who are born into these war-torn areas in Nigeria? completely abandoned to the mercy of these terrorists. Do you ever think of that? Thousands of schools have been shut down in northern Nigeria by the government. The government allowed it. Oh yeah, we can't, we can't put the children in danger. So we just have to move them somewhere else. But they have nowhere else to move them to. They ended up on the street. They call them out of school children. There is no plan for them other than this fancy English, fancy vocabularies on TV. Children. Now the man that is the number one suspect anyway, Matawale, famous for this kind of a business, was the one who brokered the peace. Now terrorists who kidnapped these children all this while, feeding them, waiting for government to make them an offer. And when the offer was finally made, there is no single terrorist arrested. Not a single one. So that's what they want to use to convince the Americans that Tinubu is working. And you also have to give it to them. In this business of kidnapping, ransom, release, and all that goes on in that Nigeria, right? They seem to have pretty much like, they have created jobs for some tailors, because that I can give to them. The terrorists will take maybe 300 school children, right? And then they've negotiated with them and they have released them. Again, no arrest, no anything. Then boom, within maybe 4 or 5 hours, 300 school children who have same uniform made for them by the people that negotiated their release. And they will present them before the media in uniform, clean, tight, and all that. I'm like, they always have those guys handy. Say, hey, we have a job for you. We are going to go and bring some children back now. Now, get set. We need to make dress for them. And they'll just make dresses for all of them to present them to the media. And after that, they will then release them to their parents. The job is done. So people like us will begin to then ask, is that it? Say, yeah, that's it. There's not going to be any investigation to what happened, like how they got kidnapped. No. It's been settled. We have sorted it. Do you ever ask yourself that, by the way? Right? Like they will just say somebody got kidnapped and that person has been released and that's it. Everybody just go on and wait for another one. There's nothing like they are going after those people who did that. We are going after them and we are going to get them so that they won't do that again. Just like that, yeah, we have released them. The government, we want to thank the president that he's a very good president. He's done a great job by getting these people released. Nigeria should be grateful to the president because the president is a good president, And you're like, God damn it, a crime has just been committed. Shouldn't there be people held responsible for that? Oh, now we just leave them, Jare. Thank God. Let's thank God that this is what you are saying is a waste of time, Jare. Let's just thank God that they have released them. Say, really? Do you even care about the psychological effect of being kidnapped? Do you ever think of that at all? And then you feel like you could probably get killed. Or as a child, eh? That's probably to be scared that she was going to be married off. She's never going to see her parents again. Do you ever imagine what that trauma is? Like, they never talk about that. They just do these kidnappings. Then those that will get killed. They will sell you some stupid stories, and then they will do the rescue, and then that's it. Charles even asked Onofunuga, by the way, we're going to go back to Kebbi, by the way. I'm going to, this thing I'm saying right now. Charles asked Onofunuga, but a crime had been committed. Was that like nothing is going to happen to them? Listen to what you had to say.
To say, because I mean, those people killed people. So technically they are, I mean, they should be arrested, tried and prosecuted and face the full wrath of the law.
The first thing that government has to do is to get those people freed.
Right.
And government has achieved its objective. As of next level action, it's left for...
What people are curious to know, because it is not the government who are directly under threat, it's the people. And the people have to know how you go about doing these things in order to shore up their own defense.
I think that's left for the security people to discover. What I know is that they contacted them to release those they have.
And they just acquiesced, did they?
Because they know the consequence of not acquiescing to government demand, that they should release, let those people go, so that, because they know that the consequence is that the government will come and pummel them.
But does that mean there's some kind of a deal then to say, because I mean, those people killed people, so technically they are, I mean, they should be arrested, tried and prosecuted and face the full wrath of the law.
The first thing that government does...
We just told them to release them because they know the consequences of not doing what the government told them. That's the man they sent to go and speak on this matter. You want to hear the state governor? After they release the girls. Well, I don't know who is more clownish between them, right? But this is the state governor, Kebbi.
They have been rescued, and all of them are in good health. They are on their way coming to the state capital. And let me seize this opportunity on behalf of good people of Kebbi State to thank Mr. President for his concern of Kebbi State. Because since the abduction, Mr. President is off and doing to ensure that our guests who have been rescued, and also to seize this opportunity to thank the security agencies, the police, the DSS, the military, the civil defense, and all other security agencies for being alive to their responsibility. They didn't take Mr. President order lightly. And since the abduction, they have been following what is happening professionally to ensure that they need the needful, and they have done the needful. We thank all of them. And also, the family of the abducted student are on their way to bringing Kebbi, so that by tomorrow, when the formal handover took place, we are going to hand the student over to their parents, to unite with their parents, and to go back to their towns and villages. Once more, we thank everybody that put hands, our clerics that spend day and night praying and ensure that our daughters are being rescued. We thank everybody. We thank the security agencies. We thank Mr. President and all our well-wishers and the people that came from all norths and corners of this country to come and condole us with the deaths of the vice principal, the private watchman. We thank all of them. Thank you very much. So, Alhamdulillah min shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Jama'a kamar yadda aka sani al'ummar jihar Kebbi, yau Allah ya gwada mana yaran mu ɗayan mu 'yan makaranta waɗanda.
You have to say it in Hausa. So there is something about the northern Nigeria which, to me, I actually respect. Okay, and that thing is the kind of like an importance, you know, they put on the language. Okay, so Hausa language is considered to be the kind of like the widest spoken language in Nigeria by many people, according to them. So when you look at their school children, they tend to communicate with them more in Hausa. That some said they even have to teach them some of their subjects. Maybe not everywhere. Like in some places, they have to teach them subjects in Hausa, which is good. You know, if you look at all the religious books, right, they have been interpreted into so many languages, so to say. Rather, when it comes to education, they find that difficult to. Why can't we teach our people, our children, chemistry in Yoruba? Teach them, biology in Yoruba as well, right? And they will still do it. Like you have the Chinese teaching their children science and every other courses like that in their language. It's just a system, and I think people will understand it more. So when I was in secondary school, what really helped me to improve a little bit in my English, and I did well. Writing English, I did well, okay, was because my Yoruba teacher one day called all of us and said, if you are very good in Yoruba, like very, very good, because Yoruba is not also that easy, even though it is what we speak all the time, right? So his name is Mr. OK. Now, he now told all of us, he said, if you are very good in Yoruba generally, right, you will do well in English. And he was right. Surprised. He was right. So back to the story anyway. So I just observed that it's so common in northern Nigeria that the language, that Hausa, is widely spoken even in classrooms, that they don't really see it as something else. That sometimes we from the southern part of Nigeria will be asking, how come these students who were science students can't even speak English? Not because they can't. It is simply because it is much convenient, right? And speaking in their language, which we should all kind of like embrace. Now, again, let's leave that. So here is a House of Assembly, a National Assembly member, Dogua, who used his own minutes on the floor of their Senate today to lament about the killings. It's from Kano State, the state that is now about to experience what the states like Katsina and others have been dealing with for a while. So how is Kano going to deal with it? They're not going to come into the Kano city right away. Ask those who are in these communities. For example, like what happened, what happened in a village called, Biresawa village in Sayawa. I don't know if I pronounce it right, but Sayawa. For those of you from Kano, right? Sayawa local government area, it said, right? So a village there had a man who they took his wife, his 2 daughters, and then 5 others. 8 people got kidnapped from that community today, as reported. Now, this guy is from Kano. He should be in prison for murder, by the way. At least a dead clock would always be right twice in a day. 12 a.m. and 12 noon. A dead clock.
The country is running in blood and tears. You cannot go, the farmers cannot go to farm. Our traders cannot go to market. Worshippers cannot go to mosque, cannot go to churches. Then what are you legislating here? Mr. Speaker, if the government is not prepared to actually do the right thing that will protect the lives and property of our people, I urge on you, I urge on this honorable house